I love writing. Really. I love to write, to read, and help other people write too. For me, writing is life changing. It's played an integral role in some of the most memorable and important moments in my life. But I understand that not everyone feels this way. So that leaves us with a very important question. Why write? I could give you a whole list of my own reasons for writing. How it got me the job I wanted, made my family cry happy tears at my brother's wedding, helped me hold on to the girl of my dreams. But you don't want to hear all that. Let's start by asking some professional writers. They usually have a way with words. As F. Scott Fitzgerald said, don't write because you want to say something, write because you have something to say. Well, that's certainly one good reason. And if you get a reputation for having something to say, people will want to listen to you. Or maybe you aren't sure if you have something to say. Writing can help you sort that out too. As Joan Didion once said, I don't know what I think until I write it down. With a bit of help and some practice, you'll be able to figure out what the heck is going through your mind too. We can show you some simple ways to go from a confusing jumble of ideas to a story, essay, poem, or something completely different.
With every thunderclap, she grew fiercer with rage. She was waiting for the right moment.
I know what you're thinking. That's all well and good, but F. Scott Fitzgerald, Joan Didion, they're old. Couldn't we maybe find someone younger to ask? Well, as a matter of fact, we did. Let's see what some of the writers at Young Writers Project have to say about why they write. This writer understands that writing can have a profound effect on your mood and emotional well-being. Studies have shown that writing regularly in a journal or for an audience can reduce anxiety, help cope with stress and depression, and better understand your own emotions. It took me a few years to realize these benefits on my own, but I haven't looked back since. I always feel better after I do some soul searching with a pencil or pen. This writer has a similar take. But sometimes, writing is a great way to get away from reality. Take some time to work through a piece of fiction. Follow that wild idea that popped into your head. Take a break from reality. Try out a fiction workshop. We can help you find and follow a new idea and turn it into a story, a song, or something else. This writer has the right idea. I know. You probably think writing is boring. But when you're free to write about anything in the world, anything in your imagination, how could it be boring? If you're having trouble finding an idea that really gets you going, we have more prompts, challenges, and idea starters than you could imagine. Take a line from your favorite song and spin it into a short story. That random piece of conversation you just heard on the sidewalk, where do you think that dialogue went? It doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have to be right. It's all up to you. Still not convinced that writing is worth the time? Well, let's take a closer look at how you might want to have a second thought about that. Like it or not, we all have to write. And we all know it's more fun to do something when you're better at it. So if we're going to have to do it at some point, we might as well practice now. This lesson didn't take me too long to learn, but I'm faced with new examples all the time. When my brother asked me to be his best man, I immediately thought of the toast. And I wasn't worried for a second. In fact, my brother even said, after the wedding, half the reason I chose you for my best man was because I knew you'd write the best toast. Writing that toast was one of the most fun and important memories of my life. But it's not the only time that writing has changed my life. Getting me into the college I wanted, landing a job I love, convincing the girl of my dreams to give me a shot, all because I could write well. Essays, stories, poems, letters, songs. I'm grateful every day that I can untangle my thoughts and emotions and get them down on paper. So, you ask, why write? Well, I'd have to answer, why not? You don't need to learn it all at once. Just give it a shot. Who knows? You might find out that you like it. I know I did.